Hello, I'm Vedangi. I am an adventurer, a writer, and a project and event manager. I love coming up with new ideas and seeing them happen, actually sort of making them happen. I'm organising a race called MTB4ALL, and my goal through this race is to make mountain bike racing more inclusive and accessible.
Thanks for taking some time out today to have a chat to us about the adaptive and inclusive mountain bike race that we've been organising together. And maybe we start with a little bit of introduction about yourself and kind of how you got into this.
So basically it was, I guess, last year after Casey's accident. I remember thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be like, why hasn't anyone organised a race to raise funds for Casey's GoFundMe and for Wings for Life? And why hasn't anyone actually taken this opportunity to like make mountain bike racing more inclusive and accessible? And I was really like, I asked a couple of race organizers as well that, can we do this together? Like, is this something you're interested in? And the common thread in all the conversations was that British cycling don't allow for adaptive racing under their insurance. So insurance was like the biggest factor, and I know like it's like a big and scary thing, but it's also important. So yeah, last year, after a lot of effort and a lot of luck, we were able to put like UK's first sort of adaptive mountain biking race.
So I'm guessing the key takeaway from that is making mountain biking more accessible and more inclusive for all types of riders. So whether it be male, female, adaptive, non-adaptive. Having rocked up to an enduro race on my own before, not really knowing what I was getting into, they can be quite intimidating environments.
Yeah.
So is that trying to break down that element as well as raising the kind of profile of adaptive racing? Is that kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. But also figuring out what makes these environments intimidating. Obviously, there's a lot of personal stuff like people who don't even know if they can get to the bottom of the track, if they can actually ride it. Again, that's, so this time round, knowing that that's a factor, having group rides go along, I guess, like to train on the track that we are racing, having something like that, that will be great. Or even organising coaching for particular sections of the track, or just a coaching day for anyone who's keen to race and isn't sure about the track. And so the idea is to not just go, that's dangerous, don't do it, and go, you can learn how to do it responsibly, safely, with the right guidance. We've got the time for that. And so I guess that's making it inclusive. So the idea behind this particular race at Nevis Range is that making an event inclusive does not mean that you have to use the blues. You have to use like the easiest track that's there. And I understand that the definition of easy is different for everyone, but at the same time, I think the idea is to encourage people to improve on what they're already capable of. And so that's what I'm trying to do through this race particularly. And that's exactly like that makes it inclusive. And that also for bowhead bikes, it's not like the track is all kind of, wide enough. So it's doable. And there are videos online of people doing those sections on adaptive bikes as well. And so it's kind of like you already know that can be done.
So obviously we're helping on the back of some of the work we did with Casey when we heard about her last year with our Ridge 75 piece, and that's how we kind of got to know each other. But how important is it that you get that financial support and that support from companies, whether it be us or anyone else, to make these things a reality? I mean, is it just financial? Is there anything else that you could kind of look out for help from people for?
I think it's not just financial, it's also in terms of there will still be volunteers required on the day, for example. There'll still be marketing support required to spread the word about the event. There'll still be PR support required to kind of spread the word to like the wider community, probably who are not involved in mountain biking, to just kind of maybe get them inspired to get involved in the next race around or something like that. Yeah. And also like the general project management support, there's a lot of that. Like currently this is like a second job to me. I say second job, but I'm managing like multiple projects at the same time, so it's kind of like it's like every project almost sometimes seems like a different job. So obviously in terms of project management, like there are quite a few elements within this particular race that I would need support with. Yeah.
Well, look, if there's anything we can do to help, you know where we're at. We'll probably have some questions for Casey, but thank you for your time today, V. You know where we're at, and if you need anything from us, give us a shout.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being involved with this. I'm very happy that like now we're not just kind of you're not just involved in this race, but we have also become friends. And you know, I guess like I'd really value these connections that happen through events like this. And so yeah, thank you very much for having me and for helping with this.
No problem. Thank you.